What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kenny Ross Present, the Yeah I Said It podcast. We're expressing what our full capabilities to my one of some correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation, looking a little rough, rugged, and raw. You know what I mean? But as always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folk.
You can either comprehend it or compliment it. The show's authentic. Yeah, well, what's good, everybody? Everybody having a good day, week, year, month, hour, second, all that good stuff. And if you're watching on other platforms, please share with your friends, your family, your pet, your dog, shadow standing by your big, all that stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Because if you don't, your worst nightmare will come true.
So yeah, we're back. A little bit of hiatus. I'm looking, like I said, looking a little rough, rugged, and raw because missing a couple of teeth right about now. That's how much we love the people. So much we love the people, yo. Just got a couple of teeth yanked out less than a week ago, but I'm right back here in the saddle for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right back in the saddle. Yeah, getting your wisdom teeth yanked out ain't no fun thing, but some of y'all already know that. But yeah, we gonna get into it, man. It's a lot that popped off since the last time we spoke. It's like, can't believe some of the stuff. But first off, we want to start off with the breaking news. A lot of you may know, some of you may not, but we're happy to announce that Brittney Griner is on the way home. I can say about damn time. Um, they had to do a prisoner swap for the quote unquote merchant of death. But either way, the sister is finally on the way back home. We have dissected and looked at every possible angle of this from before. Um, while you and I think I speak for my co-host, said I'm happy she's on the way back home. It's just no satisfying some folks, man. It's just no satisfying some folks. Some folks gonna find something, man. And I've already seen a few eyebrow raised, questionable comments about this. But you take the Jeter on this one, make it lead off. What you thinking? Brittney coming home. What's up?
What's up? No time. I'm glad, that David Stern didn't pull a veto because jokingly, it was a horrible trade. But unjokingly, I'm glad she's back. She shouldn't have been there in the damn first place. Especially one of the roughest prisons in the world, not just the country, the world. So I've seen some pictures of her. Clearly, they cut her hair. She looks like she's lost some weight, but other than that, glad she's coming home. And I guess Russia's glad to get the Merchant of Death back. So I guess it's a win-win.
I mean, this whole merchant of death thing. It's just funny because if you understand history or understand how America could cut operates, a lot of times they be on some pot calling the kettle black type ish. Like, oh, it's the merchant of death. Da, da, da. Well, how many arms deals does the US have?
A lot.
Really, dog?
Only a
He deals
Merchant of Death.
arms to
Yeah, if it doesn't
he,
benefit us. Yeah.
he deals arms to the cartels. Okay. And what country uses the most drugs in the world? Oh, wait, that would be here. So couldn't we presume you have a slight vested interest? Anywho, I'm glad she's coming home. That's the most important piece of this puzzle, And I hope she takes the time to decompress.
She getting high
I
for sure.
really, I honestly think she should fade to black. Because you know what? F all of y'all. However, we cannot forget the reason she was there in the first place. So just my thoughts, what you're about to hear is my thoughts. Um, an exclusive interview, a book deal, and a book tour, and you should be good to disappear. You shouldn't have to hoop no more. Because
Yeah,
I'm
but
just like,
I ain't doing it for the love, too. I mean, if you're Uber, you Uber.
true, but Now, see, if you're saying that, then there was no point to go to Russia to get extra money, extra bread for hooping.
No, you still gotta provide for yourself.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't,
it's a business at the end of the day, but it is a game. So
and
you
that's
try and do it
where
for both. So unfortunately for her to get both, you had to go overseas.
That's where you're gonna. I see. Just to be fair, that's where you're gonna catch some heat. When you start looking at what the median salary is in this country and what she was paid to play ball, was it LeBron money? No, but was it minimum wage? Nowhere near.
Hell no. What was her salary if you don't?
Let's
Was it
take a
six
quick peek.
figures?
I believe. You know what? I'm not sure. I believe, but let me check.
Because if it's six
But
figures, then yeah, you ain't starving for money. Unless it's like the low end of six figures, which with inflation and all this other stuff, and depending on what you're spending on, that's not a lot of money. But she's getting 500, 400, 300,000 a year or whatever. That's a lot of money.
see, I'm trying to because right now it's giving me total money, which is like 2 mil per year, but that's taking into account everything.
What do you mean?
Um,
Not her contract, just what she
that's
owed.
like yeah, the 2 million is taking into account any endorsements, the whole thing.
So
So I'm
she
trying
getting
to see
two
where.
million a year off a whole
Well,
thing?
that's nah her.
Or is that just her net worth?
Nah, that's per year. But her okay, this is what I was looking for. Her WNBA salary is about 220K.
That's a lot of money. You ain't
It is.
starving. It's not enough where it's not short enough to the point where I have to go overseas and risk this shit happening to me.
I
Two
mean, you
hundred
didn't have to
thousand to
risk this.
play basketball? I'm pretty sure a
You didn't have
majority of the people will play basketball for 200,000 a year.
you didn't have to. I mean, up until this year, it wasn't a risk. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Up
but
until Russia had some fuck shit in mind, it wasn't a risk.
yeah,
You
but
know.
fuck shit can happen. See, this wouldn't happen here.
But I'm like, yeah, our NBA salary, WNBA salary is 221K, but at that in that tax bracket,
That's good. That's great, actually. It's more than majority of people in this country.
but there's a point in it unless you start, of course you gotta encounter anything else, but there's a point when you get to a certain tax bracket and you're almost at 40 cents on a dollar in taxes. So out of every dollar you make, then half of it is going back in taxes. So
Okay, but you just said plus the salary, plus I don't know what city she played in, so I don't know how much taxes she really is paying if there's no state income tax.
it was
Um,
Arizona. Now I don't know if Arizona
so
has state
oh
income
yeah,
tax
so
or not.
there's no state income tax in Arizona, so she's not getting taxed as heavy as everyone else would. And if you just said or totals is 2 million a year, I'm not playing overseas for nothing.
But no, that's everything. That's
I know.
including the rest, including the Russia money.
Oh,
Right. That's everything.
so how much was she getting paid in Russia?
I don't know. I didn't see that part. All right, well, hold on. They got tab right in front of me. It says how
Well,
much.
that's everything. So
Oh, wow.
well, she's getting 200,000 here. So what? She getting like
They're
one
saying
point
they're
one point
saying
eight.
it's 1.5 from Russia.
So she's making a total of 500,000 here. So 500,000 a year here, right?
Yeah, 1.5 just to go play in Russia. I mean, that's like leaving a job that don't pay a whole lot and taking a job that pays a lot more, like somebody else we know. But we'll
Yeah,
get to that.
but I'm saying I didn't get that reference. I'm a little slow right now because I'm hungry. But still, 500,000 just to who? Here? Like in your home, and then you gotta take to account you're not getting like killed in tax because you play in the state with no income tax. I'm pretty sure Arizona is that.
I just
I'm
say
pretty sure it is.
1.5 million. I don't even know if that's 1.5 million dollars or is that 1.5 million euros because euros are worth a little bit more. But I'm just
They
saying,
use euros. Well,
if
I know it's euros, but okay, I don't know. Either way,
actually I think they
um,
use rubles, but I'm getting in the weeds on that one. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, listen,
I don't know.
if I
Fine,
play a full WNBA season,
which is less
and
than
that's
NBA,
200, it's 200,000,
right?
right?
Plus whatever
And
else.
I can go over there and play the exact same amount of time in 1.5 mil,
I'm not
and
doing.
I'm not subject to U.S. income tax.
I mean, I don't know how their tax stuff works,
Hmm?
so it could be worse. Because I
I mean,
know,
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
I know speaking here, like Canada, like if you play for Toronto in the NBA, for example, you getting taxed out the butt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So I don't know.
but that goes back to, like I said, you can set yourself up to where you don't have to hoop anymore. And anyone who knows BG knows that she's very philanthropic. She has couple of programs in Arizona helping out the homeless and less fortunate. So I would think, just again, I'm not speaking for her, just putting myself somewhere in that neighborhood. Like there's got to be a temptation. Like I just want to be with my family and f all of this. However, there is an opportunity here to capitalize. Because the thing is, I don't, I want to say become an advocate, but an advocate for what?
What? Not
And
smoking weed overseas?
no, I mean, well, one, cannabis laws anywhere are trash. Like there should be, cannabis
Hey,
laws anywhere are trash.
we just legal here, baby. Shout out to
But
Maryland.
it's like you can't be like what do you become an advocate for? Like not, you can be an advocate for better pay in the NBA.
Don't go
I
to
mean
Russia.
WNBA.
Don't go to Russia.
But I definitely think there should be an exclusive interview and there should
There
be a
is.
book and a book tour.
I mean,
You know,
well, what you want to try what happened to her in Russia? That's what the books will be about.
I want to know. I
I
want to know.
I kind of don't.
I'd like to know. Like how did because you and I theorized it the whole time. I'm like, listen, if I had to bet a kidney that she's gone through that airport a million and one times with no issue, I would. And it's just because Russia was on some fuck shit this time. This time it was different. And this was a play all along. She wasn't there. I mean, let's be real. The cover story, she got caught with a hint of weed. The reality of the situation is she was a political prisoner. So I'm like, because this ain't happening nowhere else with no other countries that might have smoke with the U.S.
Well, if that,
Everybody
if
else over there, Greece, everybody else hooping and no problem. But Russia,
that's
you
because
know,
Putin don't care. And I guess if that was the case, then they got what they wanted. We
yeah,
gave you someone who I'm not saying this myself. This is what's going on there, and that that side of the fence. You got someone who's you know doesn't like to be in America and plays in the WNBA and represents everything America doesn't want to be, versus our arms dealer that we really want, that we got back. So
and
if that was the plan all along, then it looks like they won the trade.
yeah, but it's just like I said, it's just a lot of times if you dig a little bit beneath the surface, a lot of stuff America says is propaganda, and it's pot calling kettle black. Like, wait a minute, y'all talking about this dude, the merchant of death, and how many coups have the U.S. funded? How many governments has the U.S. toppled? How many rebels has the U.S. like take recently? Um, Manuel Noriega was our homie. The Taliban was our peoples. Then all of a sudden it wasn't. So who was the real merchants of death? But okay, I'm gonna let you have it. The sister's home, but don't like people out here talking this. That wasn't a fair trade. Da, da, da. Damn,
He's about to be released actually in like a couple years anyway, so it really didn't matter. To be
even
honest.
beyond that, like the merchant of death is one guy versus the merchant of death as in the Pentagon.
I mean,
Stop.
if you want to start going that rabbit hole of evil things happening, then
No,
we can go whole other issue.
I'm just looking at the stuff that this country is responsible for.
Hey, go
Like
down that rabbit
remember,
hole, then
we
worse for
talk about, you talk about how, Saddam gassed his own people, da 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 da, and the U.S. bombed its own people in Philly. So what you saying? So the U.S. be real quick to say this government is a tyrant. Da, da, da. Like really, look at your own backyard, chief. When you start tossing out them kind of terms, but I'm glad the sister's back home. Whatever happens, I hope she finds peace because I couldn't imagine being in that situation. Like, for a hot minute there, I'm thinking she probably lost hope. Like for a hot minute, I'm thinking she probably lost hope because it's like, yo, because I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in that situation. Like, you 9 years for weed, dog? Not even real weed, like a hint of
And
weed.
this ain't
9 years?
legacy. It's 9 years in the toughest prison in the world, where they use torture and all types of other stuff regularly.
Well, she ain't got no government secrets, but I see your point.
Hmm?
Like, she ain't like she got
Well,
no government secrets, but I see
no
your point.
torture. See, people think torture is just okay. You strapped to something, I'm just beating you or waterboarding you. No, I mean sleep depression, work what 16-hour days, mental abuse, physical abuse, all that stuff. So yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I'm good.
okay.
I'm good. Yeah, yeah, I can have that.
Mm. But yeah, so shifting gears. This is the joke you missed. Like I said, it's like taking a job, having a job, and then taking another job that pays a little bit more. Kind of like the former coach at Jackson State University,
Okay,
current coach in Colorado.
that makes sense.
So if you're old enough and you remember NFL prime time back in the day with Chris Berman, prime time, prime time, prime time. Deion Sanders, arguably one of the great, well, not arguably, but arguably the greatest cornerback that ever lived. Um, Took the
Not right.
job at Colorado. Well, real quick, the issue with Deion is unlike Rod Woodson, he can't hit. Rod Woodson could hit. Rod Woodson could cover. Rod Woodson could also return kicks. Rod Woodson made the Pro Bowl
Okay,
as a kick
so
returner and a
what is it?
corner. And Rod Woodson could hit. Deion, not so much.
You made business
But
decisions, but he could tackle when he needed to.
I'm bad. Interesting. Interesting. You should say that. Nice lob. Made business decisions. Interesting. Because this last business decision seems very interesting as well. So for those that didn't know, in a former NFL player and NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, Florida State, go Noles, Tomahawk Chalk, former Florida State corner, went back to his alma mater, tried to get a job as a head coach there. They were like, nah, B, that ain't gonna happen. Cool. Then he goes to Jackson State University, which is an HBCU. Says he's got a calling from God to go there, turn things around. Um, my interpretation, and I'm going to speak for myself, but I think that's also why a lot of people got mad. My interpretation is that he was in it to turn around HBCUs in general and to bring those programs up. 3 years later, he is out the door to a PWI, primary white institution. And the look of it, the optics of it, is that he just used HBCUs as a stepping stone to get to that a white school. Um, as you always say, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. This might be one of those rare occasions where it's not a duck, though. It's not a duck because on the surface, again, it looks like. Like I said, I had a conversation with a few people about this. The optics of it are horrible. It looks bad. You try to get to a white school to start off with, they was like, nah, fuck you, bro. Cool. Then I'm gonna go to the HBCUs, be amongst my people. We gonna bring this thing up. I bet you're giving me the impression you're gonna be here for a stretch, really bring this thing up. 3 years later, you out the door to a white school. It look the way it looks, it just looks bad. But um, my official stance is I'm not mad. You know, I would have liked to see him stay there because there's very few people. If you know football and you know celebrities, there's very few people with his star power, with his cachet. Neon Dion, then it came prime time. Very few people with his cachet. And that alone brought recruits to play for Jackson State. But there's a lot of stuff that he did, and I'm like, this is why you can't be mad. He brokered deals with Under Armour. He brokered deals with Michael Strahan to get these young men some suits so they wouldn't be going on, game trips looking like they're from the hood. Half his salary went right back to the school. He Didn't take his whole salary. Now his net worth, give or take, plus or minus, is about 40 mil. So there's that. To me, that also shuts down the whole he took the Colorado job for pay. Like he wasn't broke walking into this. Like Jay-Z said, I came to this motherfucker 100 grand strong, nine to be exact. But anyway, um, so I'm like, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of shots, a lot of sellout. You a sellout. And I'm like, I don't see that. I just think the optics are really bad. It just looks bad. But when you start getting into it, because of his celebrity, he brought attention to that water crisis in Jackson. So I'm like, you can't be mad at what got done. Am I just dang? I wish he just stuck around a little longer. Sure, but I can't. I'm not mad. But a lot of people seem really emotional and mad. Your thoughts, sir?
That's crazy. You changed your tone that fast. What happened?
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
Because as I always say, you gotta have the ability to download new information and looking at the overall body work. Because here's the thing now. We're gonna start here because you mentioned this, and I think it's important. We're gonna start here. Football overall is not safe. We'll start there. Okay. In my mind, what I would have loved to seen happen, because I'm on the F them being the white institutions in the white establishment as much as possible. So I would have rather him, do the Ice Cube route. You stay put and you bring off when 1 through 15, 1 through 20, 5-star recruits all say, I'm going to Jackson, I'm going to Alcorn. When it starts with our folk going to our schools, that to me is the end goal. If we're going to play football, then let's play with our folk because remember, HBCUs exist because y'all told us y'all didn't want us in Princeton. I didn't want us in Harvard. All right, cool. We got our own shit. There is a massive disparity in money and facilities to HBCUs and PWIs. Like, look, the facilities at Alabama probably rival an NFL team. So there's work to do, but that's how the work starts. That's how it goes. It starts with Deion. And then I think Eddie George is a coach somewhere in HBCU as well. Like it starts that way. And you get all our recruits to start coming to our schools. And you go there. That is my hope. Am I mad at him? I ain't mad at him. I just wish it went different. I personally would have made a different choice. But to be mad, like the way I'm seeing some of these comments, like it's legit vitriol. You a sellout. And again, it's optics. It's easy to say you left, you use a black school to get to the white folk. They poaching our people yet again. But there's the other side. If we're gonna play in that bubble, how many black head coaches out there in power conferences? Like 2. So if we're gonna play the game of we want to be in there, we want head coaches at your Ohio States, at your Florida States, at your Miami's. This is how it goes. Now, again, I'm personally of F them, but if we want to talk about representation matters and we want black coaches at these big schools, you got to start somewhere.
That's true. I wasn't mad at all with all the stuff that you said, obviously. Because I think he did enough those years he was there. Because it's not like, see, I wouldn't use the term stepping stool because to me, stepping stool is like you do what you do. You just do your job and you go. To me, he didn't do that. He went a step further with, like I said, probably never heard of Jackson State before Deion got there. Now everyone knows. I think people know what HBCUs are, but now you're starting to see more of like social media, even just sports channels, FS1 and ESPN, them getting more coverage and more notoriety and seeing the culture at the games. You see it more starting to spread, and everyone's being more aware of it. Besides the people that just go there, white America, everyone is starting to see it, and it's interesting. So it's more eyes on there, and like you say, he's brokered more deals and all that, and So I think he did his job of putting a spotlight on it and passing the torch, whoever, or making the foundation of HBCU's future to the point where it could probably rival the powerhouse schools down the road. No time soon, but I think he laid the foundation. So I'm not mad at him about that. I ain't gonna speak on somebody else's pocket, so I don't know if he's broken or not. But so I don't know if he did for the money or not. I'm not pocket watching. I don't care. But
That's important.
yeah,
That's important though.
I don't know. We're going off. I don't.
Well, no, I mean the reason it's important is because to say somebody sold out technically is the implication that they were bought, that everyone has a number. And I'm
Everyone
like,
has a number, though. So that's why I don't like hearing that. Like, stop being. That's like the people that don't have a number probably already have it. Let's be real. Or you just different. Ain't that many
okay,
people
because I'm
build
like,
different.
everybody ain't got a number.
Ain't a lot of people built different, boy. I put a certain amount of money on there, you probably take out your dog with no hesitation. And I wish I was joking, but that's really true. We got people doing insane stuff now just off a clout, and that's no payment behind it. So imagine if I put money behind it. You'll do anything.
I mean, but
That's
like, okay,
majority of
because I'm
people.
like,
That's
Bernie
majority of people.
Sanders, okay. Yeah,
It's
Bernie
majority of
Sanders
people.
doesn't have a number. AOC doesn't have a number. You
Okay,
don't have a number.
you keep thinking that. I'm not getting the politics because you falling off with them for whatever reason. Either way, they have a number. Let's not stop that. It's not doing none of this shit for free. Let's not stop that. Okay. Now back to business. Everybody has a number, so yeah, I don't, that's why I'm popular. You do what you gotta do. Man, hey man, like I said, the optics do look bad, sure, but he's done a lot in the 3 years. I know 3 years seems short, but 3 years is a long time, even though it goes by fast. Because damn, I didn't know. I just remember when he announced he was the coach of Jackson State,
Right,
and now all of
yo.
a sudden it's been 3 years. What the hell? Wow. Um. So yeah, I think he did enough. Optically, it looks wrong, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's more rep. You want rep, like you said, you can have it both ways. You want them to stay with the HBCUs, and then you know, just like the NFL, the dumbass Rooney Rule, and like you said, probably being two black head coaches in the power schools. So it's like, well, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on what you want. Like I'm of the Ice Cube line of thinking. We are in this very unique space finally, to where if we really think about it, we as foundational Black Americans, but as
No,
as Black folk here, we have the wealth and the ability at least to affect some serious change if we decide to do so. As I always say, Ice Cube showed us the way. Green Bay is showing us the way. We can't completely divest from everything white. There's a lot of places where we could really just be insular. Really just, okay, we're gonna do our own thing. Like you and I said, if every black player said, you know what, we're leaving the NBA, we're gonna start our own league. Every black player says, you know, we're leaving the NFL, we're gonna start our own league. The money gonna follow. And then from the collegiate standpoint, if all of these 5-star recruits all go to 5 stars, all go to HBCUs, guess where the camera's gonna go?
what the
And from those cameras come TV deals, and now the money starts rolling in. And don't get me wrong, like I read a report, like they saying, you know, and this is a us conversation. This is us, because two things can happen simultaneously. This is us. Why are we reading reports that Deion's car got broken into? Come on now. Now that's an in-house conversation. I gotta look at our folk. Like, seriously? Y'all breaking into men's car. Like, I can only hope that's an exaggeration. That
he
didn't
said
actually
broke
happen.
in his car and his office and stole all his stuff.
I'm like, yeah, that's a us conversation. Come on now. Come on now.
He
That's
don't.
like that's like back in the day in Malcolm, well, ain't gonna be Malcolm. If Dr. King and them came to your city and y'all ran up in this hotel room. Like,
Yeah, he ain't
come
run
on
up on him.
now.
Yeah, he gonna get shot. But yeah,
That's
um,
what I'm saying. You ain't running up on. I'm
yeah,
like, that's a conversation amongst us. If we want better, we got to do better and be better. But it's what I call culture conversations. It's some honest conversations we got to have amongst ourselves, amongst the culture, because it's Easy one. There's too many dead rappers. And
I mean, think of the songs that we both like. And yeah, it's a great song, but
it's
that's part of the culture.
the rob
It's
it's the
it's the
Robin
Robin
anthem.
anthem. Like that's not good. And usually who
No,
you're
it's not.
robbing is
It's
us.
you.
And so so it's a double-edged sword. So yeah, the culture is
Yeah, we
self-destructing.
we 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 need to talk. We need to have some conversation amongst ourselves about the culture, because ain't no way y'all should be trying to break in this man's. Like, come on now. We better than that.
But that's also
So
systematic and all that, and it's by design. So I can't even completely blame us because that is by design. But I can have they can have some blame because
uh,
we perpetuate it. I can't fucking say the word.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm
but
trying to say.
fam, like even on the and see that's the short side of this. Even if I get what you're saying, right? But even with that, you mean you ain't got enough sense to be like, yo, the God is here looking out for us, trying to lift us up. So now let's let you know what I mean. Me trying to just steal this little chain or whatever for the greater good. That don't mean nothing. Like y'all couldn't figure that out, but
Perhaps it's the
I
bottom of the barrel. It happens.
I mean, yeah, but that's just that. So Deion's gone. And I wish him the best. Again, I just think the optics. It looks bad when your team has no game to play and you're all on social media posting, you're in Colorado. It just looks bad. You know, I get it, but the optics of it look bad. But and I think Bomani Jones. I think you should have that too. I think Bomani Jones, real dope brother. And it's funny too. I'll touch this in a minute. I think Bomani Jones had a really honest take as well. Um, no one, those of us that are emotionally reacting, no one would have been mad if you didn't make it look like you was gonna be here for long. If you'd been like, "Yo, I'm sticking around for a minute, but ultimately I want to see more brothers in the power positions and coaching," nobody would have been mad. We didn't knew off the break, like, all right, let's, you know what I mean? This is what we got. It could be over tomorrow. Let's ride. But it was given to God sent me here on a mission, and now this mission looks like it's at a white school,
I mean,
and that's
mission's over. Mission complete. Yeah, it's mine.
you know. And another interesting thing. We're gonna stick with football. Another interesting thing. See, the reason I said it was interesting, Bomani Jones, for those who aren't familiar, brother that used to work at ESPN, wore a shirt called Caucasians. Still the funniest shit ever. I still can't seem to find that shirt. And as a middle finger joke to the Cleveland Indians, so we wore Caucasians. Funny shit ever. And it's very interesting to me that he's not at ESPN and who is the highest paid brother at ESPN. Very interesting dichotomy there.
We know why.
So,
It's not hard.
I mean, speaking of which, so a couple weeks ago, a photo surfaced of a 14-year-old Jerry Jones, current owner of the Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
and he is in Arkansas with a mob of white kids in the back. In the back, for context, he's in the back. He's not the front lines, but when they, integrated schools in America could come, that ain't go so well right off the top. There's a whole bunch of little white kids really upset about that, to the point where they went up front and intimidated and yelled things at the black kids. In the back of that mob is a Jerry Jones. Now, we talked about this off air. My thought process was, I'm not sure. Like, again, it's Kanye-esque, and there's no new ground here. It's like there's no new ground. But to really examine it briefly, I'm like, you just want to look at it and say, if I wanted to look at and say, I need proof Jerry Jones is racist. Honestly, that wasn't it.
We have
That wasn't
enough
it.
proof in the modern age. We don't need to look back a million years ago. That's why I'm like, why do we care?
Right. There's no new information. But I'm like, if I'm looking for evidence, Jerry Jones is racist. Ha ha. No, that picture didn't do it for me.
No,
He is
his
literally in the
explanation
back.
did it. His explanation actually kind of did it for you, but the picture didn't.
I mean, like, if I saw this, like, see, look, he's racist. Like, nah, fam, he legit look like a kid that don't know what's going on. It's
Okay, I don't know
like,
about that. I don't know about that. But he
yo,
looked
he,
like he just
literally
looked
did.
like
He
he just
literally did.
looking though. He just looked like just like,
That's to me, that was the look. If anyone's ever been in grammar school or high school, that is the look of a fight breaks out and you just found out about it. So you went over to see what's going on. Like, you wasn't the first one on over there. You were sitting on the bench like, yo, they fighting. And then you went over there and you was like, yo, what's going on? That's literally what it looked like to me. That's not incontrovertible proof that yo, Jerry Jones is racist. That wasn't it. That wasn't the picture. That wasn't it for me. But what was interesting was the action. And boy, oh boy, you know, some days Stephen A is
say his name right. It's not his
I'm leave that
name.
for you. I'm leave that for you. Because some days Stephen A is for the culture. And other days I raise an eyebrow like,
And you're
huh?
not for the culture. That's you just contradict yourself.
I,
There's a line.
no. I can't say that because I'm thinking about somebody that flip flops.
That's not
And
okay.
Kanye is clearly not for the culture. Ain't been for real for a good
So
long minute.
okay, all right. So before you go, so if you
Mm-hmm.
have a friend or a partner, whatever, that constantly flip flops his loyalty towards you, would that person still be your friend?
See,
No,
I
he
don't know if
wouldn't.
he's
Then why are you even thinking about this? Stop playing, dog. No, he wouldn't.
yo. Hold
Stop
on.
trying to save Stephen A. You're not for the culture, bro. If you win master one day and you come out to the field the other day, I don't trust you. You're not for me.
And you see, that's what I was about to say. Like, I don't know if you enemy, but I know I can't. I gotta put you out here. You got at the end of the long handle. I gotta deal with you out there.
Oh, you're enemy.
I can't let you in
Like
for real.
if I can't
Like
trust you,
you can't come to the meeting, dog. You can't come to the meeting.
then you're not okay. Then you're an enemy. What are we talking about?
Because so we gonna wipe out everything bruh did, everything the things bruh has said that
Well,
make
now
sense.
you sound like Kanye because that's what he said about
No,
him.
no, 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 no. The reason, and I thought about that too. The reason that's not the same is because Kanye been fronting for a minute. That's why. Kanye been a fraud from the get. That's why. When he got up there and talk about how he used Black Star, I'm not really a backpacker. I just told him, so you needed them dudes as an end. Use a plan. You wasn't down for real to begin with. That's the difference.
And
Stephen
Stephen
A.
A. was.
If you watch his interview on All the Smoke, it gave you real insight. Okay, he's from the culture.
No,
Now I don't know what did happen, but
he's not.
he's from the culture.
He's not. It's okay. You're the only one that believes that shit. But it's okay.
Oh my goodness, yo! But yeah, it was Stephen A. Smith ran to your man's defense, and I'm like, huh? Well, I like Jerry Jones. Once you say that, I'm kind of yeah. You look like you D riding right now, homie. Like everything you said, that was
Look,
gonna look like you D riding.
look. He's already gobbled all the way down. Well,
You
it's not even Turkey Day no more. He's still gobbling. What's going on? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, you stupid, yo. I can't breathe. Yeah. Uh, but nah, the response from Jerry was lame. Like I don't know who was trying. I don't know where they dug this picture up from. Like I said, if you trying to say Jerry Jones is racist, that wasn't it for me. But the response was in, and then Stephen A. riding his defense unnecessarily. Like what?
What? Why? What is the point of this?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I don't think bro needs you to defend him,
You
dog. Just
really don't. He's a
like
billionaire of the most
you're not,
expensive sport team in the world. Like he's
and
good.
you're not getting, box seats out of this, fam. Like you're not getting box seats out of it. You're not getting a luxury suite out of this. So I don't know.
Maybe he
I don't
is.
know.
But yeah, sorry. When I saw it, the jokes were funny, but other than that, it didn't make any new ground, like you said. We can use information of this era, this century, of him being racist. The
For
last
sure.
5 years. So
For
that
sure.
that picture didn't prove nothing to me.
No. No, it was nothing new. And I'm like,
Mhm.
now my other homie, you know, the GOAT, or in my Shannon Sharp voice, GOAT James, he rightfully called them clowns out. Like you said at the press conference. It's kind of funny when Kyrie was going on, when Kyrie was in the headlines, y'all had 1,000,001 questions. But y'all didn't just sat here this whole time. Nobody asked me nothing about old Jerry Jones, nothing. And it's trials to LeBron. LeBron cut ties because LeBron wasn't a huge Cowboys fan. There's plenty of pictures of him and Jerry Jones hanging out, dapping up, ha ha
That
ha.
sounds, man, I'm sorry, bro. LeBron does corny shit sometimes. That's corny as hell. Like, bro,
No,
you took that picture for you to cut ties with the Cowboys, all the
see,
racist shit he did. I know, and I know,
no,
and I know he said in the interview because of how he treated Cat, but now you announce it.
thank you.
You could have said
No,
that
he.
you could have said that when it happened. Why are you waiting
Now,
now when the
now
picture
see,
comes out and he's the hot topic? Why are you waiting so far? See, now
now,
he's a good spinning master. LeBron is a very smart guy.
I'm
But
trying. I'm
stop
trying.
it.
I'm.
We're not going for that PR bullshit that you do, LeBron. I'm not doing that. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm trying to save you from yourself, and you were just jumping out the window.
Go ahead.
LeBron cut ties with Jerry Jones after the Kaepernick issue, not
Why are we
just
just hearing
now.
about it? You didn't have to tell us. Why do we care?
We knew. We ain't seen LeBron nowhere near Cowboys Stadium, none of that since he took that BS stance, since Jerry Jones took that BS stance on Cap.
He's
So he
an
didn't cut
NBA
ties
player.
with him now. He been cut ties with him.
The NBA player. I mean, honestly, are we paying attention to him when it comes to football? No, we're not.
It says something when LeBron James is at your stadium. When you're the owner and LeBron James, most popular athlete on the planet, is yucking it up with
I
you.
don't know about the plan.
Because it also says something, yeah, pretty much playing. It also says something when that player
You
says, you
said
know
we're
what?
not.
F you, you're a racist. I'm not riding with you.
Then don't ride with the NFL in general. Don't ride with the NBA in general. What are we talking about? If we gonna go down that rabbit hole, I'm just saying, if we're doing that, retire LeBron right now.
See, I mean, I'm curious to
Play in
see
the
what
big
happens.
three. Help Ice Cube build that league up. If you really
I
about it.
mean, the Big Three is not designed to be NBA Part Two. It's not like the XFL. It's a chance. The beautiful part about the Big Three
I mean, you old
is
anyway. You might as well break the record.
whatever.
Go 3-3.
It's the Big Three. The beautiful part about the Big Three is it's a chance for a lot of people to see. It's a chance for a lot of stars that maybe didn't get completely respected by the NBA to keep getting checked. Because there's some superstars, you gotta think about it. There's some superstars that didn't quite just get the fanfare in retirement. They just got kind of like, people
Yeah,
forget Patrick Ewing, as great as he was, ended his career in like Seattle or
yeah, because
something.
it was forgettable on purpose. That's the point.
Akeem Olajuwon's last couple of years.
We forget that on purpose. That's by design. I don't think we want to remember that. We want to remember
No,
him when he was Elijah on the dream.
I'm just saying it's a chance for like in certain players you just don't hear from anymore. They don't get picked up for whatever reason. They still got something left in the tank or they're still good.
They
But
used
not
to go
superstars.
overseas. Look at Dwight. Man, look
Or you
like
can
Will Chamberlain.
say, oh, but yeah, LeBron has definitely used his platform, his influence, and again, another
I'm
case
trying.
of hey, I don't ride with Kyrie. However, it's very interesting. I can still call y'all out for the fact that when Kyrie was popping, y'all had all the smoke. But now there's Jerry Jones. Y'all ain't got no questions, huh? No, nobody.
That's great.
You know,
You didn't even have to answer the Kyrie thing, but you chose to do that. You could have said nothing. That's not even your teammate no more. You could be like,
you
yo,
can't say
you can't say nothing because
John.
you scared. I know.
No. Ja Morant can say nothing. When you're LeBron, you have to say something.
For what? That has nothing to do with you.
You are the face of the league, sir. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You're the chosen one. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I just said no
So you're
comment.
not cool. So LeBron, what do you think about that? Yeah, okay.
No comment.
That's gonna have these cats running all crazy.
No comment. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
No, when you're LeBron, no comment is a comment.
See,
That's the
that's so
problem. When you're
stupid.
LeBron, if you're Kawhi,
So stupid.
no one's gonna
That's so
ask you if
stupid.
no one's gonna ask you if you're Kawhi. But if you're
No one
LeBron,
wants
they're
to
gonna
ask you anything because you're not gonna be there anyway.
see.
Like, where is Kawhi? That's what we want to ask.
Why, yo?
Yeah, where is he? We talk about
Why?
AB being street clothes. This month on vacation every year.
It's low management. What are you talking about, yo? It's low management, yo.
Yo, I wish I could get paid millions of dollars to do absolutely nothing. Oh my
It's
god.
low management, sir.
Have you realized he's played 40% of his games these last couple of years? 40%. So more than half, he's been chilling.
If they make the playoffs, he gonna come alive like he did that year in Toronto.
That's
They don't make
1
the
year.
playoffs though.
It's 1 year.
It is one awesome year where you're the best player on the planet and got a ring. Low management, sir.
And you know how
Low
many years
management.
that was? 2019 or 18 or not 19, right? Okay. How many years ago was that?
I mean, I'm messing with you, but yeah, it's low. Bottom line is, when you're Kawhi Leonard, you can get away with not saying anything. You're LeBron, you don't get that luxury. That luxury's been gone for a long,
And
long
that's
time
Steph
now.
Curry. Steph Curry won the Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, like when you decided after Trayvon Martin was killed to put on a hoodie, you have pretty much sacrificed the ability to not say anything anymore. And I'm sure he's cool with that. When you decide to have a show called The Shop and you really address certain issues head on, you no longer have the right to not say anything. But he's cool with that, and that's good. So yeah, you couldn't have just said nothing. I mean, you can't say nothing. You could have said something a little bit better.
I just said no
Than
comment. I mean, I don't
no,
know
you
how
can't. You
much. I
can't. No.
didn't. I just said I didn't watch the movies. So I have no idea. People got
There you
offended. I
go.
hope he apologized. If there you go. I hope it gets resolved. There you
There
go.
you go.
But he didn't
Yeah,
do that. He went the extra mile to make sure Kyrie was the villain. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Because I know your lying ass. They see the movie, just like you ain't read that book.
there we go. There we go.
Man, stay lying for no. Yo, what? Yo, he a liar for no reason. Like he's lying just to lie. That's
We are
crazy,
not gonna have Goat James slander. We are
bro.
not gonna have Goat James
I wish I could put
slander.
up a meme because that's right. Yep, I was there when Jerry Jones was standing there.
Okay. So moving on, and this will not be a pork-free podcast, unfortunately.
Sorry.
So I'm taking this right off NBC News. I'm just gonna read the headline, and as I'm reading it, I'm just getting angry all over again. Colorado grandmother sues police detective following SWAT raid based on false Find My iPhone ping. Ruby Johnson, 77 years old, sued a Denver police detective who issued a search warrant for her home, executed by SWAT, based on what turned out to be a false Find My iPhone ping.
I'm confused. So it's a stolen phone.
Mm-hmm.
So they called the SWAT for a stolen phone.
Boy. I'm laughing because I'm like, you can't. No.
That ain't the reason why they called the SWAT. Nah.
No.
Not because of a stolen phone. What phone was it? Freaking president?
Since it was based on an unverified and vague ping by Apple's Find My app, which is used to track Apple devices.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. So all that happened because of a lost phone or whatever.
Stolen from Park Garage. Okay. This is why.
Okay.
This is why.
Let's make sense. Let's go.
So there was allegedly a truck stolen, and it had 6 firearms in it, including tactical military style rifle,
Okay,
two
there we go.
two drones,
Yep.
4 racks in cash, and iPhone 2. Okay. So you were looking for the truck and weapons, but what you got was a false, unverified iPhone pin, and you showed the fuck up with the entire damn SWAT team.
I mean, damn, I don't want to defend this shit. But
You can't. But I'm gonna let you try.
I mean, you naming the stuff that they were actually looking for, would you not go there ready? It's like, did they know it was a false pig when they showed up? Or was it I showed up like, ah, shit,
All right, so let me help. Let me help. I get your point. Let me help though.
just saying.
Before you go calling the damn SWAT team, right? There are two small problems. Because again, taking this off the article and seen this. One, the detective failed to attempt to independently corroborate the alleged location of the stolen items working out the raid. And two, and this is important, boys and girls, the Find My app is used to determine approximate location, not intended as a law enforcement tool.
Oh,
let me be straight.
Okay.
So I get it.
Take it back.
You got a truck full of some weaponry, some drones. That's some serious shit. That's serious. Wow. Don't you think you want to be real fucking sure before you go calling a goddamn SWAT team to somebody's house?
That is true. That's very true.
So you didn't attempt to verify this independently at all, and you're going by the Find My app.
I thought it was exact locations. I guess it's not. See, you learn something new every day.
But your iPhone users, though, you know.
Ain't no Find My Android, so be quiet.
Oh, there is. It's on my phone, but I wouldn't go calling a SWAT team. But there is. We Android users, we're good over here. Y'all the ones with the superiority complex, inferior technology. That's sure. We're good.
Well, it's a phone. I really don't give. You're not gonna get this argument out of me. I don't care.
Oh no, just your argument, sir. It's over, pride. But you showed up, and of course they ordered an internal investigation. I'm just trying to see the dollar amount. I'm really just trying to see how much is she shooting for.
I mean, luckily no one died. And two, he probably messed up our house.
Military gear, tactical rifles, German Shepherd. They brought the dog. They used the bullhorn. Sat her in a so no one found this. Just as you're sitting there, as a very interesting pig that you are. So given what you're looking for, and you see an elderly couple, does it run through your rabbit ass mind that this don't seem right?
Disguise.
Just thought.
What did Tony Stark say?
I'm looking for weapons and drones, and a 77-year-old black woman comes out. Just what?
Sleeper agents. That's what they would think.
Right. That's justification, I'm sure. They broke all. Look at what I'm looking at. They broke all kinds of shit in the house. Some heirlooms that cannot be replaced. I'm just like I said. I'm just trying to see if there's a number here. No one has apologized from the police department.
Why would they? Oops.
So pretty much it's just a oops. It's just our bad. I didn't see a number. I didn't see how much she was suing for. But I'm doing all kinds of pain and suffering. I'm doing all kinds of
Yep.
But you,
my grandkid was gonna eat now. Yep.
and I'm just like, wow. So, and like you said, and I know there's someone out there. Well, what if they were wrong? What if they did nothing and they really had all those guns in there? Uh, Stop. Just
Oh, see,
stop.
I didn't know when I said that, I didn't know all the details. That's why I was asking. So now that you
Yeah.
named all the details, oh yeah, it's basically it's in this location. Eeny, miny, mo. Let's go over there. You ain't do no type of real detective work. The thing that everyone here pays your salary to do. I'm like,
I
okay,
just, and this
detective.
is where, you and I have had conversations before, and I said, you know what? I'd absolutely be for the RoboCop program. No, I gotta walk that back because I'm looking at the upside of look, it's not gonna be racist. It can't be biased. It's a machine. But if y'all done ran up in somebody's house based off of a false iPhone page, what else can go wrong? What else can go wrong? Like I was thinking about this. Think about how many times you type it in your phone and you trying to type one word, but predictive text gives you a totally different word you weren't even trying to type.
It does that all the time.
And I'm
So,
just
and that's
I,
somebody's life on the line. You press the wrong button, gone. Mm,
mm-mm.
told you.
Mm-mm. Nope,
Nope.
nope, nobody, nope, nope, nope.
There's really no
And
real. I don't know. There is a real solution to this outside of defunding. Put the
and
money
disband.
into to actual resources to help communities because it's already the blueprint that neighborhoods are well funded and the
Right.
medium is very high. That crime and all that other shit, the infection of poverty is damn near non-existent. We're
Right.
not
And
going
see,
to do it.
I
Just
will give credit. I'm sorry. I will give credit where credit is due. One of my biggest concerns, one of the biggest issues in this country is we are punitive, not preventative. This is actually an attempt to be preventative. This
but you
was an attempt to get the guns, the drones, because like that's a bad combination. Guns and drones. What were you playing? What were you playing? Why would you? So I will give you that. This was an attempt to be preventative. Get these things before something disastrous happens.
yeah, one step forward, 5,000
And
steps
yeah,
back.
yeah, fuck that up too.
Yes, you did.
God damn.
You tried to prevent something that wasn't there. Lovely. Look at that.
You
Yeah,
had one job.
yeah, what you make sure you got to be 99.9% sure that that's what you going for. Because if you don't, something like this can happen. Luckily, no one died. And then I wonder where the real shit is. So now they got a tip that you looking for them. So now they probably gone. So now what the fuck is about to happen these next few weeks? Because of y'all fuck ups.
Mhm.
Oh my
And
gosh.
speaking of
Abomination.
preemptive, you know, there's been a power outage in North Carolina. Now, we're not going to do it on that rabbit hole now. I'm just waiting to see how that unfolds. But yeah, that might be what they're trying to prevent. Because allegedly there was an attack on a power station in North Carolina by some right wing extremists. And the whole thing was,
Terrorist. Yes.
uh-huh. There's a reason I haven't used that word yet is because I got to get a little more facts. But the way it's looking, the way it's been speculated, because there was going to be a drag show, they didn't want that to happen. So they went and effed up the power source. And I'm like, you mad about some guys who want to dress like women that bad? Like it's bothering your chi that bad, fam? That you gonna like, you know what? The whole damn city can't have no power there now. How dare these dudes want to put on some high heels? Fuck that. Like what it mean? Hey,
It's
like
not,
my G.
situation ain't funny. It's just how you just describe it. That's funny.
I'm just like my G. Like live and let live, dog. They ain't bothering you.
To each his own. And mind your mother business. Like I don't know
and
why that's hard.
that's the thing.
Like
That's the thing. That's what I'm like. I don't even get into the. Do you agree with? It don't
I
matter
don't
if I
care.
do or don't. It don't hurt me none.
Right? It really don't.
Again, long as kids and kittens ain't getting hurt, ain't my business.
Agreed. Nah, it's the
Like,
joke, man.
but
You gotta care.
these some of these straight white men, boy. Some of these straight white men, they can't take it. If you ain't a straight white man, they got a problem with you for some reason or another. Like, damn,
There's a
dog, could
lot of
y'all
people that not just them, but yeah.
go do something with your time? Like, come on, we gonna get y'all an island, something like reopen Alcatraz. Like, y'all can stay over there. Be as toxic as y'all want. Cause I'm like, bruh, just if cutting off your nose to spite your face was a group of people, like, fam, you really?
Nothing.
I I can't.
See,
And none
and
of us
all
should
you
be
had
able
to,
to.
and all you had to do was just not go. Don't pay attention. It's so simple. It takes zero effort. And there's
Bruh,
things I don't want to watch or don't want to be a part of. You know what I do? I don't think you know what. How can I just eat these people? I just,
that
oh, cool. I'll be over here.
that's gonna be killing me, yo. I know a few folks. It's an agenda in Marvel movies now. Every Marvel movie has
Go
to have
watch.
something gay.
There's some
Right.
Marvel shows and movies I didn't watch. Not because of that,
Watch.
what you just said, but just because I wasn't
Right.
interested.
Watch DC. If you're that mad about Marvel, just go watch DC.
Just watch
Go
some
watch
Marvel.
Batman.
Right.
Go watch the scorned orphan go beat on people. Go watch Batman. Like
That's true. That is true.
like like you that mad? Like you probably relate to him, a dark brooding orphan. Like okay, cool.
Yeah, rich.
More of y'all.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You don't relate to that part. Well, yeah.
So I'm like, yo, like I just, but oh boy, yeah. But where I was
America.
going here, this is tragic. Milwaukee, November 21st. 10-year-old, and I'm taking this right off ABC News. 10-year-old Milwaukee boy intentionally aimed a gun at his mom, shot and killed her. And this was over not getting a video game. Now, based on the article as I'm reading it, there are two things that are very troubling. One, he has the family member said he has had mental health issues. The bigger concern, and this is where I'm like, what in the entire fuck? He's being charged an adult.
Oh, that was your biggest concern? Wow, that wasn't my bad.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no,
I
no.
guess.
Because this whole thing is like once we understand that there are underlying mental issues, then we have to veer off into the entire mental health conversation in and of itself and how the mental health system, if you will, if there even is such a thing,
There's
is
not.
overstrained and people aren't getting the help that they need. So
There's not.
that explains this part, right?
No, there's one
But
big part you're missing. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
the fact that there's an attempt to charge a 10-year-old. So
What is mom?
let me get it straight.
What is mom?
So you want to put a 10-year-old in jail for possibly life. A 10-year-old. We're talking someone who hasn't hit puberty, may or may not have even kissed a girl yet, and you want them to sit in a prison. Donald Glover voice. This is America.
To kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's mature enough to do that. It's not like it was a baby that just picked up a gun and just blasted mom. It was a 10-year-old. You know how to aim as a 10-year-old.
So I can't tell. I now see this is one of the things I don't know which part of this you're being sarcastic about, but your thoughts, sir.
I mean, I'm being half sarcastic and half truth. I'm being sarcastic that he should not be in jail for the rest of his life. But I'm being not sarcastic when I'm saying he is old enough to know how to kill someone. So, like I said, I my biggest concern thing, not even the mental part, not even being charged adult. Where the gun come from? And how do you have access to that? That's
very good question, sir.
where the thing. That's where my thing, because this could have been all avoided if that shit was locked up like it was supposed to be. If it was someone that in the house that owned it. Now, if he got it from someone else, then that's a whole nother story. But where did the gun come from? And how did he get access to it? That's what I want to know.
Checking to see if there's any information on that.
No pun intended. That's where the smoking gun is going to be. Because if I get that information, then that tells me everything I need to know.
Okay, so this was done responsibly. The gun was in a lockbox.
So how do you get access
So
to it?
he got the keys.
How do you get the keys?
Okay, that's a whole different matter. Like that, I don't.
Then it's not locked. If he has access to it, whether it's in a lockbox or not, it's not really secure, Mom. Now, unfortunately, you paid for that shit, but there you go.
Okay, so and this is further proof of, again, reading from the same article, the boy's aunt and sister said he never cried or showed remorse. They also said he logged into his mother's Amazon account and ordered the video game the next day.
Okay, so his mental thing is like completely like psychopathic. So he
Yeah,
doesn't
you
even
have
feel
no,
empathy. He has no
you
empathy.
you have no concept of. I don't know if
Ooh,
you have no, you feel nothing.
yeah, no envy,
And
nothing.
the same morning, he physically attacked a 7-year-old cousin.
Okay, so this got
And
way this okay, this just
yeah,
turned completely different from like tantrum to basically you might have had a psychopathic son.
according to the criminal complaint, the boy's grandmother said he told her, "I'm sorry for killing my mom." Then asked if his Amazon package had arrived.
It's not funny. That's crazy. That's wow. All
Like,
right. Okay. Well,
yo.
the mental thing is real serious. That's really
Mm-hmm.
serious. But that doesn't stray from the fact of if you know this information, or even if you was just a regular kid and just do a tantrum, you didn't have the problem. Why is there a gun in the house that he has access to?
He doesn't. He had a listen.
No, but I'm saying, but
Okay,
if
hold
he
on, hold on,
knows
hold
where the
on.
keys are, even if it's locked up, you have access. That's like saying you have a safe full of money, and I was growing up, but I know the combination to your safe. Is it really secure?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Just play with me for a second here. Your keys right now, are they out in the open?
Yes, it's not a
Bingo.
gun.
That's the point. If the
No. Okay.
key,
No.
if the key to the lockbox is on my key ring, I just toss my keys on the table. I'm not expecting a 10-year-old to go get said keys and get the
It's
gun.
a 10-year-old. This is not a 4 or 3-year-old.
Right.
You're acting like it's a mini person that doesn't know anything. You're 10 years old. That is what, sixth grade?
That's like fifth grade,
Fifth,
fifth or
sixth
sixth grade.
grade. You act like people weren't aware of what's going on. If I know I was aware of shit. Fifth,
Bruh.
fifth,
The
sixth
notion
grade.
of making the leap from you're on punishment and you be mad about it to, you know what, I think I'm gonna go get a gun and kill you now. That's a
But I'm see you see, but he's already mentally off. I'm not going down the mental path. I'm going down the why is the gun accessible? The keys, like I said, this is not the same. You steal my keys to my car where I don't care. You stealing the keys to the fucking gun. That's a huge difference. That should not have been asked. He should have never knew where it was. He probably shouldn't even
mm,
know you even had one. If we're being
mm.
honest,
I,
that's
I
bad
just
parenting, and it costs you. I wouldn't say that's what you get, but there you go.
no, 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 no.
Like why?
Because
Like
not
this gunny crazy fucking country. It's one thing if you picked up a knife and just started, Joker in
poking.
your ass. If you saw the movie Joker. That so yeah. Just remember that scene, That's if he did that, then I got no answer. I got no answer.
Uh,
So he
what
you,
come on, man. We're trying to keep this serious here.
you don't want to laugh. All right, all
You
right. I'm naming a scenario where it's like it was unavoidable that I was going to add because you're not going to lock up all your knives and stuff because you can use it for cooking and all that, etc., etc. But a gun, why is that accessible? Why do you have? How does he know you have one? Why does he know what key to use? And why does he know the location of the box? these all things where I'm sorry if I was a parent in this situation and I had the blicky on me. One, my child wouldn't know I had one unless it was like life or death and I had to use it. Two,
Oh
if he
my gosh,
did
bro.
find out he or she did find out I had one, it would be someplace they would never find it. And if they find the box, the keys will always be on me. So
Okay.
no,
I mean,
this is
because like I
horrible.
said,
That's
I
that's
typically
terrible
just
parenting.
toss my keys. I typically just toss my keys on the table
You have
and
okay,
call it
but
a day.
you're not going to toss the keys of your gun on the table with
If
a
the key to
child.
my gun, okay. I don't know.
You're not going to
You're
do that.
right. There's a gap there. All nonsense. There's a gap there, and there's some questions to be remained. I have a serious issue with the state trying to charge this young man as an adult. He clearly needs, like,
Well, if he's
again, do
off,
we
well, yeah, I have an issue. I have an issue with jails in general. They don't do anything.
agree? Agree. You can make
It's
the case
slavery. It's
statistically
slavery. It's slavery. But yes,
in some states it absolutely is, and you can make the case that jail doesn't work.
it doesn't.
Agreed.
Like I said, no one's scared of. I mean, not saying anyone wants to go to jail, but like I said, we've been
It's
having
not
the fear of jail for however how long. We
kind
still
of like the fear
people
of
still do stuff.
kind of like the fear of
So
the devil. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My
yeah,
bad.
that's the cancel right there. You're talking about Christianity. What's wrong with you? Greatest religion ever.
The devil, the hell. I mean, the world's greatest scare tactic is hell. But
No, it's not.
getting back on track.
The
Getting
ones
back on
preaching that
track.
shit do some shit that's gonna end up in hell, but that's a whole nother. You know, I'm not talking about the Catholic priest. We go. What are we talking about?
How do you get? How do we get here? How do we get here?
You threw me a lie, man. I was trying to be clean because I haven't said a word about them in a while.
I mean, that is talk about, thank goodness. But no,
Yeah.
I have a serious issue with the state trying to charge a 10-year-old as an adult. Um,
Do they have the death penalty yet?
I'm not sure. I have to check. I mean, we're not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna. Because no, just no. And clearly, this young person needs some help. Like, you literally killed your mom. I was like, yo, my bad. Did my Amazon package show up though? Like, nah, you.
Like, this is not funny. I'm making me look evil. I'm laughing because how you said it. My bad. Yeah, where's my Amazon baggage? Her body
But
just
that's
sitting
a
there. Like, yo, that's
yeah, that's
crazy. That's some
yeah,
horror
all,
movie
no,
type stuff.
yeah, that's all, and that's clear. That's just like, now. Here's the good news, and I'm probably gonna be on the island with this one. By no stretch of the imagination, I'm excusing what happened, but I believe 10 years old, you haven't even reached puberty, your brain is nowhere near developed. This young person can be saved. This young person can be rehabilitated.
I hope.
They're 10. And I always say, if we can't save a freaking 10-year-old, then who can we save?
No one. I mean, that's the messed up reality of the world, but I know we have to make this illusion that we can save everyone when we can. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But if he's showing this level of psychopathic tendencies, yeah, I think that's the definition of psychopath. You feel no empathy, none of that. So if he's showing that level already, I don't know if he could be saved.
And
Granted,
again,
I'm
I
not a
go back to,
psychologist, so I don't know how you counter that. Because, like I said, I think a lot of serial killers start off young with symptoms like that, and then they got older and they did what they did. So I don't know. Like you killed like you need to just like kill a random person that you had beef with. I'm not saying that's better. Killed your old mom over a game. How do you teach that if you feel nothing? Because as a kid, you're probably the most emotional you'll ever be. Because you're finding yourself, you're exploring the world, and yada yada yada. You're at your most probably emotional state, and the
right.
fact that he doesn't have it now, and as they say, as you get older, you get more colder and yada yada because the world toughens you up and all that. So if he has no emotion, is cold now, what will happen when he's an adult?
Well, again, he, hormonally speaking, hasn't hit puberty. As we all know, the brain doesn't develop fully until you're 25. there is a lot of room right now to start intense therapy and figure out what's wrong and see if we can't get that correct. He's a 10-year-old.
So what? I like I said, I'm with you. I do not agree he should be charged as dope and live in prison for the rest of his life. But I also think something needs to be done to fix this.
Well,
So
absolutely.
what will be a okay quote unquote punishment or solution to this situation? What will you do in the perfect world?
I mean, you still committed murder, and it's here's the thing: murder one is premeditated. Is I thought this out. I meant to kill you. Realistically, you can make a case that this is murder one, and if this person, if he were 21 instead of 10, this is life without parole, right? But there are two things to keep in mind. I firmly believe, and I'm not a scientist, but you're talking a 10-year-old. There's something going on in that brain. Now, puberty hasn't hit, so the hormonal changes haven't happened, and the brain isn't fully developed. What I think you need to be institutionalized until at least 18. Not in
8 years.
state prison, not in state prison, but you need to be institutionalized and under therapy, under a doctor's care with a plan for at least the next 8 years. Because this is going to be the way. Like if you're 10, this is just how you are. What happens when them hormones kick in? When that testosterone kicks in? What happens then?
That was my point.
So you need to start intense, rigorous therapy now because if you are numb to death now, oh, we could, we could have a serious problem on our hands if we don't treat it now. So you
okay.
start now and you see where we are in 8 years.
So your solution is 8 years of heavy therapy, institutionalized, and I guess a mental hospital.
Or some not
Like
usual.
Arkham Asylum, basically.
Yeah. I mean that's being a bit much, but
I mean that's what you're describing. So
it's not prison. Maybe they live in a halfway house. Like you look, we can't have you walking around society. We can't.
So ain't that the point of see, this is where you contradict yourself. Ain't that the point
No. There is not it's not just free versus Rikers. It's not just free versus San Quentin. There's halfway houses, there's group homes, there's things in between. This is a 10-year-old. There's a lot of options on the table here. And one of them, two of them should not be prison, should not be life without parole.
I agree.
We fight it. If there's ever gonna be a village, now's the time to find it. Now's the time to find it.
And then you gotta hope you don't take out the village with you. Bad joke. So your plan realistically is 8 years of what you
at least.
Okay.
At least, yeah.
And then so if he shows signs, so we gotta hope that he's not just a psychopath, not only showing psychopath every time, he also is not a sociopath and can basically get his way out of it. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you answered the question. Congratulations.
I mean, what are you thinking?
Probably something like that. Like I said, I think jails, prisons should be abolished anyway. Because I think I sent you. I don't know if it was the Netherlands. It was another country where they had a system where it was actual corrections or what was it called? They're actually correcting the mistakes or the bad choices you made. Mm-hmm. Or they're actually treating you like a human being and not an animal to prove, like, yeah, you can fix this and become better. So, yeah, that's why if you change all prisons to that format, I don't remember what country, I don't remember how it was. Oh, I'm stumbling on words and stuff. I apologize. But if we have that system here, which we never will, but if we had that here, then if he did that for, I guess, like you said, 8 years, 10 years, maybe till he's 21. I'll go with step further till he's 21. of the therapy and all that monitoring, just to make sure. So when we release him, hopefully we're good. Of course, you'll never know, but yeah, I say that 21. I say you said 8, so I would say yeah. I think that's 12 or 11. I don't remember my maths off, but yeah, that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And gonna wrap this thing up here, but one thing I almost forgot to mention. Um, it is a sad anniversary. 42 years ago today, John Lennon was assassinated in the world's greatest city. To know us, to know this show, um, John Lennon's second act of his life was very profound, speaking for myself. And Imagine is still one of the most amazing songs ever written. So, but 42 years ago today, we lost John. And just want to take a minute to let everybody, go listen to Imagine. Let that wash over you. See if you can get something out of it. But run it back, recap here. Okay, start from the top. We don't have to say free BG anymore. She has been freed. She is home. And that's the end of that. Please, everyone, keep that goofy shit out your mouth about it. Wasn't a fair trip. And let's remember the country we're talking about. Technically, we might have gypped Russia. Um, Deion, I'm like I said, Tupac voice. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I would have made a different choice, but I can't sit here and be mad at the choice you made. I just wish it played out differently. Jerry. Well, ironically, this picture is the least of the evidence there is to prove that you might be a racist. Stephen A. That's yeah. When it's all said and done, when they do the 30 for 30 on Stephen A. That's gonna be real interesting. Which side of history he lands on. Shout out to Monty Jones. And for the cops in Colorado, could y'all please do some verification other than a wayward ping before you go run up in somebody's house with a SWAT team? And even in doing so, when you see a 77-year-old woman, just I don't know, 77-year-old woman, assault rifles and drones just don't seem to go together, do they? But that's asking you exercise some common sense there, isn't it? And lastly, young man in Milwaukee. This has been tragic. I believe you can be saved. And again, happy anniversary or not so great anniversary for the great John Lennon. Your recap, sir.
Yeah, welcome on BG. Micah Parsons should have shut the hell up. We didn't touch on that, but you should have. It's so easy. Just say nothing. Deion, I don't think you're a sellout because you did a lot in those 3 years. So I get it. That's why I want to use the term stepping stone because he did a lot and tried a lot. And there's another report that I don't know if it's true or not. And if that's true, then it also helps his case. Jerry Jones, like I said, that was nothing new. So I don't know why we cared. Of course, Stephen C. Smith had to start, gobbling as usual. It's just, God, he be fooling you, man. I don't know how you rock on it. I don't like 50-50. That's not how we roll. But I guess what you is. The rating, yeah, the pigs rating the elderly sister. Yeah, I hope she gets millions of dollars to take care of her kids and her grandchildren. I'm assuming if she has so. And yeah, the 10-year-old, that's a sad situation. It's looking like his life is going to be over, but it shouldn't be. I really hope he gets help because, like you said, if what you said is true and he showed no emotion and no sympathy or empathy, none of that, then yeah, he's clearly has psychopathic tendencies, and locking him in the cage for the rest of his life is not going to solve the problem that we have in society. But yeah, and I guess rest in peace to John Lennon. the second half, as you said. His first one was peach, but yeah, people can change, man. Hey, my idol's first half wasn't great either. It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Kill me. Well, with that stated, same bad time, same bad channel next week. I have no disasters, no surgeries planned, so we should be good
Not
to
yet.
roll. But with that stated, behalf of myself, my co-host, yeah, I said a podcast. Check y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah.